All right, hello and welcome to the Skordle Victory Lap. We're going to visit tonight with all 12 coaches that won state championships this year, the Oklahoma Secondary Schools Activities Association, plus a player for each team. Mark Rogers here tonight, and we are here tonight on behalf of Brahms and Adrenaline Fundraising. I want to say thank you to our two sponsors tonight. Brahms has sponsored the entire season, whether Brahms is your stop for a burger and ice cream or your weekly trip for groceries from the fresh market. Brahms is proud to be a part of your family's tradition. Brahms is farm fresh for over 50 years. And Duncan Burke and his Adrenaline Fundraising team, great people, happy to have them on board tonight. They're the premier fundraising company in the industry, helping high schools, middle schools, and youth sports raise millions of dollars each year. They've been in business over 20 years and service every town in Oklahoma. And they've worked with several of the state champions here this year. So it's a special season. It's our full-service fundraising company with traditional options as well as digital. Through their Raise 365 app. It offers donation platforms, raffles, direct ships, multiple products right to the customer's door. More money, less time guaranteed with Adrenaline Fundraising. Our first stop tonight is going to be in Tipton, and we're going to talk with head coach Travis White and running back Johnny Fernandez. Tipton wins their state championship third in a row, and for Travis, it's 7. We visited with him last year in this very same spot. So congratulations to the Tipton Tigers once again, and good to have you guys on the show tonight.
Thanks, Mark. We really appreciate you having us on.
Yeah, and you were talking about the fact that this is the first time that you guys have played at UCO. They have been at different sites for the 8-man games. Did you like being a part of the big party there in Edmond?
Yeah, I loved it. I thought it was an awesome environment. You know, we had the 1 o'clock spot on a Thursday, but it was really cool. Of course, we have our tailgaters that show up, and we're going to bring a big crowd. Timberlake brought a big crowd. I thought it was pretty loud, you know, down on the field. The big board was really cool. The locker rooms were really cool. I don't know. Johnny can talk to it from a player side of it. I thought it was really cool.
Yeah, the walking on the field, it was crazy. Really cool environment. The waterfall, really like that. And then the weight room or the locker room was really, really nice.
Yeah, they've got first-class facilities. Johnny, how special was this to you? You got hurt last year in a really bad injury in the championship game to walk off of that field in your final game holding up a goal ball.
You know, I had a lot of prayers, and the recovery process was tough at some times, but had great teammates to help me through it and build me up and end up getting the win.
What makes Coach White such a good coach?
Well, no, I'm just kidding. You know, he's a great role model. He goes to my church, and just a great guy, and I really like playing under him. You know, he's tough, but you know, someone I look up to.
I'll turn that around. What makes Johnny such a great player? He is incredibly elusive. He's very fast. Again, he is not the biggest guy in the field. What's your height and weight right now, Johnny?
I'm 5'2", 145 pounds.
But he gets the job done, right, Travis?
I listed him at about 5'3", so
yeah.
we give him an inch or two. But man, I said after the game the other day, I said you can underestimate this guy at your own peril. I mean, I've been coaching him since he was a 7th grader, and I know what he has in him. And football players come in a lot of sizes and a lot of packages, and he's a football player, and that's the bottom line. He had a lot of big plays in the state game. A lot of people didn't see it, but one of his biggest plays was on about the 3-yard line when Timberlake was about to score to potentially tie it up, and he plays safety for us. And I mean, he met Judd Kidd at the line of scrimmage and tackled him for no gain. I mean, he does stuff like that. And, you know, Timberlake had some big, tall kids out there, and he was making plays, and they struggled tackling him. He was making tackles. He's been a little bit humble on that injury. I've coached a lot of good kids, and I've coached a lot of tough kids. You know, a year ago, I was holding his leg in the end zone with it bent the wrong direction. And he worked exceptionally hard. He had some really good doctors. But, man, he worked every day in the weight room, and as soon as he could run, he was running. And he just did all of the little things to get himself back. And I think if he's being honest, he really wasn't back at the start of the year. You know, he was out there playing, and he was still a little bit, you know, kind of recovering and getting there. And then probably about week 6 or week 7, we really kind of saw him turn the corner and get back to where he was last year. He's incredibly elusive. He's quick, but he's got a wiggle to him. People just can't grab a hold of him, and he can duck under people, go around people. He has a way of kind of contorting his body and moving his hips that makes him very dangerous in space.
You guys in Class C, there are some teams that have been really good over the past couple of seasons. And of course, you guys have won 3 in a row. A lot of your Friday nights are finished by halftime, where you guys are taking care of people with the run rule. Timberlake was undefeated this year. They're really, really good. You also look at Ryan, who you guys have done battle with. How do you prepare for games that are going to go down to the wire? That might be one point.
I actually think we were a little bit more prepared this year than in years past. We played a really good Hollis team week 2, and Hollis made it to the semifinals in B1, and they were up on us 20-6 at halftime, or right before halftime, and we came back and beat them 28-26. I felt like that game really helped us. It helped us beat Ryan week 6. That was a tough game. So we did have a lot of those games that were kind of halftime games or over, but I felt like we were prepared. And there's no real good way to prepare for those moments except for be in them. So I felt like that helped us. Those games did. Just being in that moment, I talked to our kids. Our kids were really good about not flinching all year. Anytime we had to respond, we responded. And we did in the state game in a big way, making a big goal line stand there to stop them. So we did have some games that I thought really tested us. We had some games that we played 4 quarters worth of football. And I definitely think that helped us in the finals.
What are we looking forward to next year?
Man, I'm really trying to enjoy this one. We're going to miss this guy here. He's got 3 seniors that we had another senior that played a whole year with a torn ACL, and he was super tough and super gritty for us. I mean, that's the kind of kids that we have in Tipton. I got to hold them off the field. I've got to hold them out of games. They want to play. They want to play through injuries. They're just super tough. So we're definitely going to miss those seniors. But, I think we started 5 sophomores this year and a couple of juniors. Chris Addy made a really big play there. He's a 6'4" defensive end that's a track star that can run. We had another sophomore, JJ Gilla, that had a great game at running back for us. So we're definitely looking forward to the future. We feel like we're going to be competitive again. But Timberlake pretty much has everybody back. Ryan's got a lot of people back. I mean, it's not going to be easy. The last 3 years haven't been easy. So we're enjoying the moment right now, but we are looking forward to the future and just seeing what we can, make out of the next few years, see what we can do there.
Johnny, what are your plans?
I'm not sure yet. College is an option, and I think I might want to go play some ball somewhere.
There's any college coaches out there, it's a slot receiver that you can't tackle. You may underestimate him, but you won't once you get the ball in his hands. So come after him.
I've seen it and I believe it. So yeah, everybody out there listening, pay attention. We'll let you guys go. Thanks for your time. We'll see you.
Thank you very much, Mark. We really appreciate you guys. Hey, real quick, the folks in Timberlake, I know we're kind of enemies, but we a lot of thoughts and prayers going out for Coach Severin's son, Thatcher. We know he's battling through a lot of treatments right now. Coach Severin and Tyler Severin have both been nothing but really good to me as a coach. And even though we're kind of rivals, I think a lot of those guys up there, and that's a really tough situation they had to deal with this year. So I know we may not always like each other, but we definitely have been praying a lot for Thatcher, and we're definitely hoping for the best. Our guys have been too. So we want good things to come for him. So just wanted to put that out there.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate you saying that very much.
Yeah, you bet.
And same here for us at Skordle. All right, We'll see you guys soon.
Thank you, Mark.
You bet. Thank you, guys. Yeah, we're going to continue to move through all of our coaches tonight and players. And next, we're going to go to Walika, and we're going to visit with Tristan Geringer, the head coach there, and Isaiah Drake. Walika wins Class B Division II championship over Sealing. What's going on, guys? How are y'all doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. What an incredible season that you guys had this year. And Tristan, this is your 4th season at the school. You started out with 5 wins, then you had 10 wins, then you had 11 wins. Now you got 14 wins. So talk about that progression. And I know that Isaiah has been a big part of that throughout those 4 years.
Yeah, I came in 2021. That first year I was here, the weight room wasn't much a priority here, and where I came from and coached at and helped at, that's where it all starts. And that you saw that progression of that weight room. That first year we went 5 and 6. We're slow. We weren't, in the best shape we could have been. And then slowly that weight room has come a big part of us. And now actually we have a weightlifting class that I run every day for even female athletes now too. So it's been a big part for our sports program as a whole.
Isaiah, tell me about your season. I mean, you had a heck of a game in the championship. You had 102 yards rushing, 263 passing, 4 touchdowns. Your younger brother plays on that team. Tell me what it felt like to go out on top in such a big way.
It was good. It was exciting. And starting off this year, we just had a goal. We had to go get it.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, and you definitely got that done. So tell me a little bit about what you guys did to celebrate.
Nothing really. Just come all together and be happy.
Tristan, how about you?
After the game, we actually headed to the Buffalo Wild Wings, and they had a big old thing for us, a little presentation. They honored us and everything, and it even brought the gold ball in. And the whole community actually came and ate together. That was pretty cool for about an hour and a half. That little B-Dubs was almost like a little Walika party right there.
All right, did you go with boneless or bone-in wings?
I went boneless. I don't like to eat traditional wings in public because I get kind of messy when I eat stuff like that.
Isaiah, what about you?
I got traditional.
Okay, and what flavor?
Honey barbecue.
Tristan, what for you?
Honey barbecue too.
I'm a Caribbean jerk guy. I like that. If I have to go with something else, it's probably just the regular hot. So, and people tell me all the time that boneless wings are just nuggets. I mean, I don't. I mean, I love nuggets, so I don't look at that as a slam or anything at all. So, Isaiah, tell me about Isaac and your younger brother who's going to be back and there next year. What position do you see him playing, and what do you see him doing for the program?
This is actually the younger brother.
I'm sorry, my bad. Yeah, Isaac's the older brother. So what are you going to do with the program next year?
Just do the same. Be a leader. Tell them we got a goal again, and we got to go get it. No slacking off.
What position for you?
Quarterback.
Okay, so you're moving to quarterback. You're going to take over at that position. Is that your preferable spot?
Yeah.
Very good. Well, how do the people of Walika react to winning the championship?
It was great. There was a bunch of folks there. The community was really good, and that's a big part. Everybody was celebrating and stuff.
Now, Tristan, you're part of that Morrison coaching tree that's out there that's won a bunch of state championships. What does it feel like to join a lot of those other coaches that have gone on from playing football for such a great program to win one on your own?
Yeah, I mean, it means a lot. Like, my brother's still actually at Morrison coaching, and I actually got to coach when I was in college at OSU. I got to coach at Morrison for 2 years, and that helped a lot, growing up in that, that tradition-rich kind of program. And I actually had Coach Hawkins he was actually coached by one of the coaches that helped when I was there, Dennis Casey. So we've all kind of came from that lineage of all those guys. And Coach Bells, he helped me out a lot when I was a player, and I just grew up around them because I was always in the weight room, or I had older brothers in the program, so I was always around all that stuff. So yeah, it meant a lot. I mean, those guys, a lot of those guys on the list, I'm hoping I can catch them, but yeah, they're all legendary coaches.
You may have won one at the youngest age of all of them. So congratulations on that. And you're off to a good start. And Isaiah, I promise I'm going to have it straight by the time next year rolls around. Okay. Between you and Isaac, I've got it wrong all season long. So my apologies, man. I appreciate you bearing with me. All right.
It's all right. I'm used to it.
Okay. All right. You guys have a great night. We appreciate you joining us.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
All right. That's Isaiah Drake and Tristan Geringer, the head coach at Walika, and then returning outstanding player from this year. So we will next go to Rejoice Christian, where they are the state champions of Class A Division I after an impressive season. And we've got Brent Marley and Cale Marley, coach, father-son duo. And hey, congratulations. I got to see you guys in the playoff run at Rejoice when you beat Fairview. And then I loved your intensity, Brent, in the pregame interview where you talked about, hey, look, we're small, but we're tough. And I thought, man, that was really prophetic because you guys won a lot of battles on the line of scrimmage. And, Kale is not the biggest of players, but I do want to talk about his elusiveness and his ability to run. But first, tell me about coming up with a game plan against that Hooker team that was really big up front. They had a 345-pound tackle that's a really good player.
Well, yeah, we hadn't been here in this situation. I've been close quite a few times, but so I just success leaves clues. I called some coaches that had been there, won the gold ball, and kind of what we were thinking. We focused on Hooker all week. We were not gold ball or bust. We were just grateful to be in the game, and we wanted to come out and have fun and soak it all in, enjoy it. We've got a great community, as you've seen, Mark, at our place, and then our showing with our fans there at UCO. And our game plan really was the same. We've been undersized all year. We've been the smallest team in every game. We've never won pregame in size. We have 2 kids over 200 pounds on our roster. And so we just challenge our boys. It's kind of so what, now what? Let's get after it. Our plan was to attack offensively, to go fast in our first possession or two, which worked out well. Our first possession was just a couple of plays because we got our second possession. First one we had a turnover. I won't say who turned that ball over, but then we got rolling defensively. Barry Lewis of Tulsa World told me a stat at the end of the game that they'd had 3 first downs at the end of the third quarter, which really shocked me. But defensively, our guys just came to play.
They got after it. All right, Kale, you fooled me, man. I mean, I always want to make a good touchdown call on the play-by-play stream. And so you went into the line. Somebody got tackled. It wasn't you. And then you continued on your feet and ran. And I've seen you bust a lot of runs this year that you were incredibly elusive. How are you such a good runner? What makes you so skilled at and elusive?
Well, my goal every play is to score, so I guess it's just natural. Maybe I get it from this guy, but I'm just not going to go down. So I'm going to do whatever it takes to keep running, whether that's breaking a tackle or making a move. So that's just kind of my mindset. Yeah, no, I believe it. I think that's absolutely right. Brent, you're coming up on a couple of coaching milestones, right? I mean, is it not? If I'm right, it's 99 at Rejoice and 148 overall. Is that right?
I believe so. I don't know. But yeah, we've had a lot of good teams here at Rejoice. We were 13-1 and 18-19, and we've had several 10-2 teams. And usually when they're 13-1 or 10-2, you're supposed to have some gold balls, and unfortunately, we hadn't done that till this one. So it's nice to finally finish that way.
What makes that such a special place? I know everyone there feels that Rejoice is just a great place and wants to tell everybody how good of a place it is.
I'll let you answer that.
Well, I would say number one, the community, incredible fan base, absolutely amazing. The home games here are nothing like Class A should be. We're far above that. And then another thing is the facilities. The facilities are next level. Anybody that comes by, stops by, even college coaches, they're amazed by our facilities and our core values, kind of what we stand by here at Rejoice. So we just have a lot of tradition, great facilities, and a great community.
Okay, what's next for you?
Still thinking about it, not quite sure yet. About to take some visits, kind of weigh my options, but gonna go play some ball somewhere, but just still trying to decide where.
Yeah, one more question on defense. You talked about being small. Maverick Gwynn, he got credited for 16 tackles during the game, and he was everywhere. He had a lot of help around him with ball pursuit. I mean, you guys were just fanatical running to the football in that game. And I know you talked to Palacios, their tailback at Hooker, and told him how good of a player he was, and it's tough to tackle him. He's a great athlete. But just talk about the effort of those defensive guys up front.
Yeah, our goal all week, well, obviously, was we had 2 goals, 1-0 and stop number 22. And we felt if we stopped 22, we'd win the game. We told the boys that. You stop 22, you're going to be state champions. And so we saw some things on film that they did, their triple sniffer, double tight stuff. We just tried to mirror that. And as soon as those 3 sniffers moved, we had 3 players assigned just to come downhill full speed on them. I mean, obviously watching film of him, he's extremely talented. Like y'all mentioned on the show, the game, that when he walked by in the line there at the end, we were shaking hands. I told him, hey, best player we've seen all year. And you know, I meant that. I mean, he in Class A, just a tremendous back and just a sophomore. So, wow. But no, our boys, just Maverick Gwynn, goodness, senior Rover, just relentless. He had number 75. They're Rhett Nunley, their big 6'3", 335-pound tackle right across from him all game. And so Maverick could not play with brute force. He had to play with leverage, flat back, low, squat rack, and just use his quickness to get around Rhett and make some plays.
Well, hey, it was my pleasure watching you guys play this year. Congratulations, and love your offense, love the creativity there, and love the effort all season. So congrats on a well-deserved state championship.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Appreciate you following us. Thank you.
You bet. Great to talk to those guys. All right. Our next guest is going to be the head coach of the Choctaw Yellow Jackets, Mr. Jake Corbin, along with Cash Williams, who are their quarterback. So hopefully we can get them in here in a second. And just, again, want to thank Brahms and want to say thank you to Adrenaline Fundraising for helping sponsor the show. Adrenaline, I know, works with Choctaw and some of the things that they do. Jake, we'll start with you, man. What a game. You guys looked like you were down and out. You're down 25-7 in the third quarter. How'd you make that comeback?
Yeah, I mean, we were down but not out, and super proud of our kids. They just had kind of a workman's attitude the whole season. They're tough as nails, never panic, and just knew that we had to win the next play and start stacking them together, give yourselves a chance.
Cash, I'll ask you. You stuck it out playing football. You're headed to the big time, going to Tennessee to play college baseball and have a bright future in their sport. So why was it so important to you to play multiple sports?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I've been playing football since I started 5th grade, and I've been playing with my brothers, and it was important to bring a state championship back to the community, and I wanted to get the job done and be part of a team that brings the state championship back to the community.
All right. Are you going to be rooting for Tennessee against Ohio State?
Yes, sir. No doubt. No doubt.
I think they got a pretty good chance. They got a good squad. So, Jake, just talk about the process of building this program. I mean, Choctaw did not have a whole lot of football history. You grew up not too far away and playing at Carl Albert High School. I love the fact that this program has been built 6A Division II. You're not afraid to take on any and all comers. You guys scheduled Bixby this year. You also scheduled tough in the non-conference, playing out of state against the defending state champion in Kansas. But do you feel like, hey, this is the culmination of a lot of hard work and effort to get to where you've been?
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, credit to the kids. I mean, there's no question about that. And to Cash's point, I've been watching Cash play quarterback since 5th grade. And so, when I got here, that class, our senior class, were 5th graders, and we want to be a part of a program where you can kind of build it from the ground up when they're little bitty all the way up. And just continue to build a program that is continually successful all the time. And so we had a very special group led by Cash this year that were just absolutely relentless, made a decision to win it and never turned back.
Cash, what were you thinking when Juju got that football on the kick after you guys had just gone down and given up a touchdown there?
As soon as he got that kick, I knew that we were going to come back and win that game. The momentum, you felt the momentum switch throughout the whole stadium. And after that kickoff, I knew that we were going to start coming back and just keep on swinging.
Yeah, hey, Jake, I mean, that's really, I think, pretty true, is that a kick return like that in a moment in which you've just surrendered a touchdown can really electrify everything. And Juju's been such a special player to be able to do that at times, come up with those big plays. So what kind of momentum boost did it give you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like the kids, when I say they weren't panicked, I mean it. Like they weren't. They weren't panicked at halftime. They weren't panicked when we're down 25-7. But obviously, as a coach, and you're looking up, and there's 3 minutes and change, in the third, and you're like left, and you're like, hey, like we need to get something going pretty quick, So it's not panic time, but it is time to start making something happen. And so, when Juju was able to, house that one, we kind of knew that the onslaught was going to be on. Our kids, kind of our theme that week was, keep swinging the hammer, till it breaks. And, our kids felt like they're finally starting to kind of break a little bit and things going in our favor. And to their credit, they never stopped believing.
I'll ask each of you, what was the celebration like? I mean, it's been a long time coming for Choctaw.
Go ahead, Cash.
We brought the trophy back into right there where Coach Corbin's standing right behind him. Brought the trophy in there, had a lot of the community there, and it was just such a great feeling. We've worked so hard for it, and we were super glad to be a part of that.
Yeah, Yeah, absolutely. It was exhausting. I think that's afterwards you're just finally catching your breath. And just so happy. I mean, we're a very tight knit group. The coaches love the players love the coaches. And with the community as well. And it's just it's been a long time coming. And just as an adult, you're so happy to see a group of kids that just spill their guts, finally succeed and get it done, because there's no one more deserving than them.
Your high school coach, Gary Rose, is really starting quite a coaching tree of his own. Jake, what's it like to win a state championship, something that he's won a bunch of, and other guys that you played with in high school or had a chance to play around have done the same thing?
Yeah, it's really cool. I mean, it's special. I had almost all my high school coaches at the game, and it was really cool. And they came and talked to me afterwards. And, I text Coach Rose, and we talk often. And I talk often still to my old high school coaches. And I'm so grateful that I had just a fantastic group of men that poured into me, and you hope to be able to return that favor, to a lot of people on down the road. So it is very special. And, I was fortunate to have a great group.
Well, congratulations on bringing the state championship to Choctaw, and what a game that was against Muskogee. That first weekend, one of 4 games that were decided by 1 point. So you guys gave everybody a heart attack out there, but congratulations.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you.
You bet. That is Choctaw High School winning the state championship, Jake Corbin and Cash Williams. Our next guests are going to be Lincoln Christian, and they know a little bit about winning some state championships there. Coach Jerry Rickey and also Dawson Fillingham, members of that state championship team. Lincoln Christian riding quite a winning streak right now, winning again, 28th straight win. And the last, I think, what I've got this down, Jerry, you're 89-6. The last 7 years or something like that. That's an incredible record.
Well, we've got great kids here and great buy-in from our parents, and our culture, is set up for that, and our kids buy into our culture, and you see the results on the field every Friday.
3rd state championship for you this year. Dawson, this was another one of those great games. It was a 1-point game and went right down to the finish, with Sulphur trying to go for 2 to take the lead late in the contest. Tell me about what kind of nerves you had to have to persevere in this win.
I mean, I'm just super proud of the guys for just finishing out the game. I mean, we've been talking about it the whole year, just the way our defense finishes and just the way we finish practices, and just I was a little nervous myself, but we didn't let that show, and we just stopped them and came out with the win.
Take me through the 2-point conversion play that they were trying to run.
I mean, they've been running a wildcat all game, and we kind of knew where the ball was going. We kind of knew who they wanted to run behind, so just winning up front and just making the play that we needed to make.
Yeah, and Jerry, you guys have an incredible offense, just as good on the defensive side of the ball. Your victory margin this year was off the charts. Tell me a little bit of what kind of challenge that Sulphur presented. That's a team that really likes to run the football and be physical. I know you guys pride yourself on that as well.
Yeah, we talked about them being physical all week, and we knew that they were a team that was going to match our physicality, and they did. And so our guys were up to the challenge. We knew we were going to have to, grind it out a little bit more. We're a big play offense, and we run the ball well, and we got some things in the first half that worked, and some plays that we had to execute well. And, we had a couple pass plays with Carter and Kylan Schulteis and Jack Milligan. And we knew that they were going to be a little tougher. They'd figured out at halftime, which they did. And it was tough sled in the second half, but we kind of relied on our defense, and they came through for us big time in the second half.
I want to ask both of you guys this. I mean, every week I'm looking at your results, and there's different people contributing every week. It's not as if you guys had one bell cow that caught a majority of the passes or ran for a majority of the yards. I mean, it was just a complete and total team effort. So is that by design, Coach, where you're trying to get everyone involved?
Yeah, I mean, we had a bunch of good players this year, and this year's team was the true definition of team. It was never one person. Dawson and Braden and CJ and our running backs. We had 3 really good running backs, and they were unselfish, didn't care who got the glory, didn't care who got the carries. I think they all wanted carries, but they understood, kind of the situation of the game. And then our passing game was really good as well. And we had several receivers we could throw to. And I just really was able to spread the ball out this year quite a bit. And nobody really had huge stats, but we had a bunch of guys that contributed, and it showed up there in the last game when we needed them to.
Dawson, is that the case? I mean, I know that everybody wants individual accolades, but when you can look across the room and know you can rely on somebody else, that's what's really helps build a team.
That's right. I mean, it's really just coming down to trusting the guys around you. And we kind of been preaching like a no-name offense, a no-name defense. I think that's what really our team is. And when other teams try to scout us, I mean, it's really hard to key in on one player, because one game, one player will have a heck of a game, and then another game, another player will be shining out. So it's what makes us unique, and that's what I like about the team.
Dawson, what's next for you?
Still looking for options and trying to find a place that fits what I want to do. So yeah.
Well, tell us what you want to do. Let's find you a place where everybody can be happy.
So I do want to study musical theater, and playing football is still on the table, but I know it's difficult at multiple places to do both. So just looking for a place that I can do both.
Okay, well, that's very interesting to me. Tell me a little bit about your musical theater aspirations and how you see that working into your future.
Yeah, so this past summer I competed in the National High School Musical Theater Awards, and there I got top 20 in the nation. So that kind of just propelled me into some opportunities, and just I want to pursue that career. So yeah.
Now, is that singing, acting? Help me out.
Yeah, it's singing, acting, dancing, all the above.
Coach, what's his best song and dance?
He's good at a lot of things, and it's so cool to watch him really do things for our school in multifaceted ways. And he's the lead of our play, and then he's out here at football practice. He had to go to one act, and he missed a football practice, and it was easy decision for me to let him go because it helped our school, and he's one of the best that there is, and he's a bright kid that really shined on the football field because he knew exactly what he was doing. He's smart, very talented, and I'm super excited and proud to see him to go on. You'll probably hear his name down the road, and you can remember this interview when we had together. So.
Yeah, we'll be asking for tickets. Okay, so don't forget us. Tell me about your son. Played quarterback this year. What you guys have coming back next year, and what the future holds for him as well.
Yeah, Carter was a junior this year. He played last year for us in the state championship team, and he was a safety, and we didn't need him at quarterback. We had Luke, and but Carter came back this year, and he's been playing quarterback for me since he was in first grade, and so he kind of knows our system very well. A lot of guys that I played against, that have played against us for a while, thought it was the reincarnation of my oldest son, Chase. He looks just like him. Mannerisms are the same, and he plays a lot like him. So we're thrilled to have him back. We actually had a pretty young team, so we've got a lot of pieces back. We're going to miss guys like Dawson, our senior class, that was just kind of some unsung heroes that bought into what we were doing and the culture that we have. And, they led us to another state championship. But our junior class right now is hungry. They're already in the weight room going, and, it's full speed ahead.
All right. Thank you, guys. Keep the ball rolling. 28 straight. You guys are had a heck of a season, and congratulations.
Thanks, Mark. Thanks for putting this together and having us on.
Thanks for joining us. Appreciate the time very much. Lincoln Christian State champions again in Class 3A. We will drop down now to Class 2A with the Washington Warriors winning their 44th straight game, knocking off Millwood in the state championship 7-6. Brad Beller is with us along with Hudson Howard. It's the alliteration game tonight with the BB and an HH here. So, hey, how are you guys doing? Thanks for your time.
Doing good. How are you?
Doing great. Hudson, 17 carries, 93 yards. You finished 7th all-time in rushing at Washington. You had a big fourth quarter. This is, I guess, the third straight group that we've talked to that played in a 1-point game, and that was a trilogy that you guys had against Millwood the past 3 years. You have ice water in your veins in that fourth quarter?
I mean, it was a different second half than it was first half. Coach Trueborn and Coach Brad, they definitely saw a look they liked, which is zone right, and we ended up running that I don't know how many times in a row, and we got after it up front, and it ended up working really well for us.
Yeah, I've seen that from Coach Beller before. He is not afraid to run the same play over and over and over again, and he is not afraid. I think Coach, is 4 yards? 4 yards is a really good play, right? 4 yards?
I think 4 yards is a great play.
Okay, great play. It's a great play.
Yeah, it's one that's when you can never go wrong by giving Hudson the ball. So I think that's huge for us to be able to control the game a little bit and control the clock, especially against Millwood. So Hudson getting 4 yards a pop in that game is big.
Yeah, it was big. If I'd have told you 13 points is going to all that was scored in that game, I know you respect the Millwood defense. I know you have a good defense, but that was a little surprising to me that we had that low of a total.
Yeah, and after the game, started thinking back of both defenses. We've seen their last 44 games.
We lost Brad. Hopefully we can get him back for a second. But Hudson, tell me a little bit about what there's Brad. Okay, go ahead. You said you've seen their last 44.
Yeah, we've seen their last 44 games, and so that's what there's no surprises from either team.
Yeah, no, there's no doubt about that. Hudson, you guys have not only a long winning streak, but a long home winning streak. And as a group of seniors, you don't want to see that end. Man, you guys had a couple of nail biters at home this year against Sulphur early in the season. And I watched that game right here on Skordle with just, trying to hold my phone as close as I could to see the end of it. It was a great game. And then Marlowe as well. So you were used to playing in these type of games that there were a lot on the line that were really close.
Yeah, I think those two games definitely prepared us for the big games or the bigger games down the road in the playoffs. But, we never really worried about the streaks or nothing like that. We didn't worry about the scoreboard either. We just worried about going out and playing. And, we know they're going to be really good teams and a really good game. And just happy we came out on top.
Tell me a little bit about the group that's coming behind you and what kind of expectations do you have for the junior class this year that's going to be seniors?
I mean, I know for sure they're still hungry. They're hungry as ever. And I think, they're never satisfied. We're never satisfied with, what we've accomplished. We've always want more. And we've created a good culture in Washington from the coaches to the players to the community. And, I don't think they're definitely not satisfied with 3. They want 4 for sure.
Brad, they're not satisfied with 3. They want 4. What are you going to do to make sure that you guys can get to that spot? There you go.
Got me. I think the biggest thing is taking it day by day. I really think that's what Hudson and these previous classes have done is really take it one day at a time, one phase at a time. So off season starts and we have to pick up where we left off and continue to build and see every day is an opportunity to get better. Every challenge is an opportunity to get better. And losing guys like Hudson and in this senior class that has done so many great things. This junior class, sophomore class, and freshman class that got to experience them really have a good example of what we need to do to move on and to refocus on our next year's goal.
What you guys, I'm sure, took a little bit of time to celebrate. What did you guys do to relax a little bit after winning the gold ball?
I got to go watch basketball games. So,
yeah,
I love that. That's a good way for me to kind of get away and take a deep breath and enjoy and watch our other kids and other sports compete. And I think that's really where my enjoyment comes is just taking a deep breath and getting to enjoy my kids while it lasts.
Yeah, you've got family on the basketball team. I know that for sure. And I saw that Dale girls team play earlier this year. They're great. And so for Washington to go to Dale and beat them in their tournament finals, that's awesome. I know that the Warriors are ranked number 1 in 3A. And so no surprise there. You got a squad that's probably can live up to the football team, right?
That's the thing about Washington is there's healthy competition between the programs. Every program wants to continue to do better. Our boys basketball team is doing really well this year. And so our girls, my middle daughter's a freshman, Kelby's the junior now. And then, my wife Cammie is coaching. So it's definitely one of those things where they were where we were at 2 years ago when Hudson was a freshman and sophomore or going into his sophomore year of back-to-back runner-ups and really want to kind of get that streak going with the gold balls.
Hudson, tell me about your future. What are you planning on doing?
I mean, I plan on continue to play football somewhere, not for sure yet, but I like to get a degree, something in construction, and haven't thought too far ahead just yet, but that's about it.
No, you have any places you want to visit or any places that you really like?
Yeah, right now it's Emporia State and East Central University, 2 on the list right now.
Well, I can tell you at Emporia State, they're going to throw the ball a bunch, so you can catch it out of the backfield there too. So
yeah, that'd be awesome.
Darren Higgins never met a pass play he didn't like. So, hey, thank you guys for your time. We appreciate it, and congratulations. Keep the ball rolling, winning again with that incredible 44-game streak.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, catch you guys later. We will now go next to Elgin, the Elgin Owls. If you were watching the Skordle Pick'em show for the last couple of weeks, it was brought up by Coach Lynn Shackelford at Cashin that the Owls had a chance to be the first Owls to win a state championship in Oklahoma football. That mission was accomplished, and I think that it has even grown now to this may be the first group of Owls in the nation to win a football championship. I'm not sure how you vet all of that, but anyway, congratulations, Chalmer and Jace, on a job well done. In another game that I was really looking forward to seeing, that was a battle throughout the entire contest.
I appreciate it. Appreciate you having us on.
Yeah, no doubt. Okay, so this year on Skordle, we had a contest for top pancake of the week. And so we need to get some more pancakes on film for next season if we're going to start that back again. But I want to tell you, I've covered a lot of high school football games, and I don't think I've seen a pair of offensive linemen that were as good as I saw on Saturday afternoon. And Jace and Omaguro, they were incredibly dominant. So if you got on the pancake of the week, you got a free gift card to Neighborhood Jam. So this one, Jace, is coming your way. I don't know if you've ever eaten at Neighborhood Jam or not, but it's great. And so we're going to send you $50 to eat there.
Thank you.
Yeah, Chalmer, tell me about Jace. You're going to Navy, correct? Going to the Naval Academy?
Sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I mean, obviously, your offense was predicated behind that guard and tackle, and they were just dominant. Tell me about his development and what kind of player he is.
Yeah, I mean, Jason's a 4-year starter for us. Extremely smart when it comes to assignment, leverage, has gotten just so much better over the years. And then, has grown into the frame that he has, and just really strong, with his lower body and really strong with his upper body, finishing blocks. Maybe he doesn't have to be in the perfect position to finish a block, and he can get it done. I go back to the semifinal game. We run our counter play where we're pulling guard and tackle, and Jace he's pulling and he's kicking out, and we get double edge pressure from the play side, and he kicks 2 guys out, and 2 guys end up on their butt. I mean, it's unbelievable play. I'll never forget it. And Jace is a guy that's dealt with some injuries and some things throughout the years, and it didn't matter the severity of it. He was going to fight through it. Like, there was only one option for him, and that just goes to show you how tough he is and just how much it means to him. And he's got his character traits are out of this world, and there's so much behind the scenes that he does right. And I'm so thankful to be his coach, and I just love watching him play.
Hey, Jace, congratulations on a very impressive scholarship to the Naval Academy. If you have an opportunity to do something like that, I'm sure it's a great one to take. So tell me what you thought about going there and why you chose that destination.
Well, I didn't have really the looks I was wanting to, and I picked up all 3 academies, and it was just, at that point, it was just building relationships and seeing which one I wanted to go to. And then Coach Guillermo at Navy, I built a great relationship with him, and I just can't wait to go play there.
So I'm going to assume your grade point average starts with like a 4, right? Something like that?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and brag on yourself. 4 point what? Or is it 5?
It's just 4.0. We don't do an unweighted.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's the way we did it at Blackwell. But, of course, we didn't have any math passed like addition. So, but congratulations on a great academic career as well. Ritson Meyer, I think he had 39 carries. You guys had success in running the football. I know you can throw it too. You've got a very veteran quarterback in Tress Laura that's played a lot of games for you as well with really good receivers outside. But you guys stuck with the ground game, and it proved to be successful.
Yeah, I just thought we got into that game, and you just got to lean on our strengths. And I felt like our offensive line was just bar none, just dependable and talented, and just guys that are coached extremely well. And in big moments, man, you got to lean on your strengths, and definitely strength of this football team. And they just wear on people. And when you're handed to Ritson, 210 pounds back there that kind of just runs possessed, it just makes it hard on a defense after a while. And I think that kind of was a recipe for that big drive in the fourth quarter to go down there and go up. And we had kind of gotten away from it there in the third quarter and had to trade some punts. And, we were just counter punching with them and finally got down there, got the ball back and really, really just our offensive line kind of took over at that point. And man, that's what we needed right there. And just all around effort. Ritson ran extremely hard. I mean, I think we had him at 42. I don't know what it was, but the bigger the moment, the bigger that kid plays. And we knew that going in, and we were going to give him every opportunity possible to get us there. And Trace had some big throws throughout the night. I think that big 3rd and 11 to Adam Eaton over the middle to set up that score in the fourth was big time. And he's done that all year for us. So just really good operation offensively.
Yeah, what I loved about that game is there was almost 500 yards of offense in the first half. And then in the second half, there were 6 straight possessions that ended in punts. I mean, so it was a great game of coaching, strategy, and playing, and 2 elite teams to me. And so congratulations on that. I got a couple more before I let you guys go. Everybody all season long has been telling me about it. You guys see this Elgin crowd. I mean, this Elgin crowd really travels well. They're really good. They get into games and all that stuff. So like an hour before, I'm walking around down in the field, and I got a chance to talk to you a little bit. All these crazy Elgin people are in the stands already. And so it looked like it was getting more full in the second half. So you got a great crowd support and a great following.
Dude, it's unbelievable. I mean, you should have saw the streets when we left for town or left for Edmond that morning, and even more that evening when we came back. They're just, like I've said before, this is just a place that's been, begging for a football program to take off and get behind. And man, we've got, and what that takes is really good people. There's people that don't want to support like our guys do and that, but I mean, 5,000, whatever there was there, I mean, they're all in, and of course, the first time ever in school history, there's a lot to get behind in that. And we can't thank them enough, for showing up. And I mean, yeah, after halftime, you said it, that place was, we come out of halftime and I'm like, it's even more packed than before. Unbelievable sport. And I can't thank the community and fans and parents that support us enough.
All right, Jace, I'm on a mission, man, and I'm not going to stop until it happens. I'm trying to get a pizza named after Chalmer at the Pizza Wagon. Will you help me with this? We got to get the spicy drizzle, the pizza with the spicy drizzle, named like something championship pizza or the Coach Wyatt champion or something like that.
We'll text Chris Hayes tonight and make sure they get.
Yes, tell him we're working on that, and we're like a spider monkey. We're not going to stop. Are you going to the OU Navy game?
Yes, I'll be there.
All right. I mean, can you give me a prediction on the game?
OU has a lot of people in the portal, but that run D is really good. So I just hope it's close and maybe Navy can squeak it out the end.
Yeah. Hey, I think they probably have a really good chance. So it's a great program. But congratulations to you guys on winning the first state championship there in school history.
Man, thank you, Mark.
Thank you.
You bet. We'll talk soon. Chalmer Wyatt and Jace Williams, part of that outstanding offensive line. And another great championship weekend we had here. So 29-22, the final in that. Let's go to Davis. See if we can hook up with the Wolves down there. There we go. You got it. What's up, fellas?
Hey, Mark.
What up, D? How you doing, man?
Good. How are you, sir?
Good. D and I had lunch at Smoke and Joe's, paid for by Goober before the season started. So he wanted to know where I had you guys rated at the beginning of the year. Where did I have you all rated?
I think 6.
No, that's not right at all. You guys higher than that. It was either number 1 or number 2, but that's what we had. You guys had a great run in the state playoffs, knocking off 3 undefeated teams in a row. And Greg, you guys had a chance to broadcast your game against Beggs on the road, and I've never seen a team possess the ball the way you guys did. I think you had it almost the entire quarter. And so I know these days everybody watches TV and you've got offenses that get to the line of scrimmage and run plays in like 6 or 7 seconds. But you guys were elite at controlling the game and I think frustrating other teams. So congratulations on doing that. I thought that paid off in the state championship game for you all. So that's a rambling question, but just tell me about the Davis tradition and physical play and grinding out the run game.
I know that's not the most exciting kind of football for most people to watch, but that's how we like to play, and that's what our kids do best. And possessing the ball, we feel like we have a chance. We play really good defense, and that's what we were able to do.
D, I was a little worried about you, man. Tell me what happened. You got hurt early in the game, and it looked like it was kind of a pretty significant injury, but you were back in there not too long after that.
Yes, sir. At Holdenville, I thought I tore my MCL and got a MRI and set out 2 games. And then I worked on healing myself, and fortunate enough to get to come back during some playoff games and finish out. And my leg got rolled into, and I think it just retwisted it and kind of knocked my leg numb and got some feeling back. Got to go back out and play my last game. So I was very, very blessed to be able to do that.
Greg, tell me what makes D such a good player. I mean, I know you guys have a lot of guys that have a chance to run the football a little bit, play linebacker and play on the defensive side of the ball.
Well, he's unselfish, and he's a leader. He's kind of the spokesperson for our team. He was voted to do this by his teammates, but he's kind of taken that role all season. And he plays with a lot of energy. He practices with a lot of energy. He's just really a positive person. Really good football player.
Yeah, there's no question about that. This Mayan team, really good running back, and they were really, really good in their own right. Very explosive team. You guys were able to turn them over. You had a big kick return in that game, and so you guys did the little things right. What was that kick return like, momentum-wise, for you all?
It was huge. You know, there were a lot of plays in that game that were big plays in the game, but none more so than that one. They just scored and had a little momentum, and we were able to take it back. And it was really nice to see.
D, tell me a little bit. I know about your teammates and guys that you played with this year that are special players. Like Brendan Rawls, they told me after the game that he hasn't fumbled since his freshman year. I mean, do you ever see him fumble in practice? And then I know Dax Owens is going to be back at the quarterback position on that team. He's got a couple more years of eligibility left. But what makes those guys such good players?
Well, Brendan, whenever we're running plays, whatever we do, he goes harder than anybody. Always. Whether we always run to the whistle, and on the whistle we cover the ball. He's always covering the ball, always running further downfield than everybody. Dax is always warming up more than anybody before practice. Them guys just put in a lot of work, and I feel like everyone kind of rubs off them. The more work they put in, the higher everybody else, works.
Greg, what do you think about those two guys?
They're phenomenal teammates, and Dee said it. They've earned everything that they've got. They work extremely hard, and they've got really good teammates too. They get a lot of the press, but up front we were really, really good. Those guys are so rough, but they did a great job of carrying the ball for us. That's for sure.
It's been since 2014. I know the fans of Davis are loyal, and they're very rabid, and they have high expectations. So when you guys were able to bring that gold ball back for everybody that wasn't at the game, what was that reception?
Well, I don't know if there was anybody in Davis that wasn't at the game, but
right.
It was nice. It's a great community. They support us in everything that we do. They show up to our games, and they're really supportive of our kids in the program.
D, what's the last thing you shot while you're hunting, or what's the next thing you're going to shoot?
Well, I went hunting this morning, and the morning before I went pretty strong. I've just been killing ducks. That's it.
Well, I'll tell you what, you're certified crazy if you went hunting this morning, because it was about 5 degrees outside and the wind was blowing 100 miles an hour, especially if you're anywhere near water. So yeah. That's Greg, I guess that's why your kids are tough, right?
That's right.
Yeah, I prefer to be asleep in bed. So tell us what you're looking forward to doing. What's after this season?
Well, I got golf coming up. Last year we went to the state golf tournament for Davis. And that's about it. I think I'm just going to look forward to that and cheering on my team during basketball and wrestling. Just go and cheer on the guys and the girls and just be a supportive person.
What's your low round and what course?
Oh, my favorite course?
Yeah.
Oh, My favorite course is Falcon Head. The lowest round I ever shot was freshman year. I shot a 79 at Buncombe Creek.
All right, very good. What's your goal for this year?
To break 90.
Hey, you and I could play together. We'd have fun. That'd be my goal too. I'd love to break. Anytime I break 90, it's a good day. Greg, what'd you do to celebrate?
Just enjoyed the win. You know, it's such a long season. It's a stressful time, and when it's over and you win the last one, it's nice to just relax and be able to go watch our other sports and support our kids and really just relax and enjoy.
All right, you guys win the award so far for the best background with that oversized wolf behind y'all. So you're the leader in the clubhouse.
Nice.
Thanks for your time. We appreciate
Thanks for having us. Thanks for doing this.
You bet. Thanks for joining us and taking the time to do it. Davis Wolves are state champions in Class 2A Division II. And I know that Duncan Burke was telling me with Adrenaline Fundraising that he was leaving Davis today down there. And again, they do a great job. And if you're looking for fundraising that can really help you, go to adrenalinefundraising.com for more information. Full service company with traditional options, digital through their Raise 365 offers different platforms, raffles, direct ships, and multiple products. They go right to the customers' doors. They work with Bixby, Carl Albert, Davis, Choctaw, Elgin, and Rejoice, some of the communities, among many others. And of course, I don't need to tell you much about Brahms. Great place, locations all over the state of Oklahoma, from the crinkle cut fries, the shakes, malts, and their market. Everything is delicious. Brahms milk is sworn by thousands and thousands of people. So support your local Brahms, who have been sponsors of the Game of the Week this year on Skordle, and we'll continue to do that through basketball season. Let's go to Dewar, where we have Coach Josh Bean and Dominic Celestine, who win state championship. And again, no strangers to losing. When's the last time you guys lost a home game?
Well, this year was the first one we lost since 2017. We lost to Walika early in the season, and since you bring it up, it was probably a turning point in our year. We were able to got a little complacent, both the coaching staff and our players, and it's an opportunity for us to go back to work and kind of got our attention. And of course, they're a great football team, and they went on to win their class and so forth. But lost to them in a close game, and it kind of opened our eyes and got us back on track.
Yeah, I was going to say that those losses don't happen very much. So if it was before then, it was almost 8 years, and especially in the regular season. Josh, you got 84 wins and only 7 losses the last 7 years there on the job in the 18th season. So, Dominic, what makes Coach Bean such a good coach?
I think pushes players to the max every day, helps them get better, teaches. He's a great mentor. And I think he just helps you bring the best out in yourself, takes you to places you never thought you could go.
All right, I've got to ask you a question. This may be a difficult one, so I hope you're prepared to answer this. Coach Bean texted me earlier tonight that he was going to be at an ugly sweater Christmas party. I told him to absolutely not change. He's got a T-shirt on. That's cool. It's a state championship T-shirt, so he should be proud to wear that. But is that the ugly sweater behind him?
No, no, man. I couldn't pull it off. I left down there. We're just right down the street. So I came to my office. I thought I better put a T-shirt on. I look a little goofy.
So Dominic, there's no ugly sweater in there, right?
Not that I can see.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you got to listen to Coach more than that. So you played a good game in the state championship game, 6 tackles. You were active and you were in the backfield. You guys had a tough opponent. I mean, Laverne has been one of the standard bearers of the Class B program. Felix Teal is a certified killer too, and he returned the opening kickoff in that game. And you guys got to be thinking about, oh no, this is a bad way to start. So how were you resilient and able to bounce back from that opening kick return and really get after him?
Well, first of all, anybody on our sideline knew that the ball wasn't supposed to go to Felix Teal, except for our kicker, I guess. And but no, he's a great young freshman kicker. He thought we should. I don't know. He thought Felix moved around. He decided to kick it to him, and of course the rest of that is. But no, our guys, no panic. I mean, honestly, I don't want to say it in an overconfident way, but our guys didn't panic. I mean, they knew that it's a big play, and Felix is capable of doing that against anyone. I mean, I think he can play on a lot of different levels. He's a phenomenal player, and he's done that for 4 years. It'd be good to see him graduate. But anyway, no, he just we just didn't panic. Our guys just knew we'd buckle down and be fine. And I felt like even on the sideline, no one was going crazy and panicking. So it was good to see our team hold their composure when that happened.
You put up over 400 yards of rushing in the game with Braylon Lewis, who is on your team for the first year this season, and then Peyton Killhofer, who's been your quarterback the last couple of years. So talk about that rushing attack. And again, a lot of traits of successful coaches. If something's working, you don't deviate.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, Braylon's been part of our family, our personal family, for a long time, and it was awesome. And of course, he's been buddies with all these guys with the ties to Dewar. But anyway, he had a great game, had a great year. He really came on strong, really from about week 6 or 7 on in the playoffs. He had a great. But our success rushing the football was these guys up front. I mean, we probably had one of the best offensive linemen, I mean, as a unit that I can remember having here. I mean, Peyton can obviously throw the football, but it was kind of one of those deals where, I'm calling plays and I'm on the headphones with our coaches saying, hey, I think we need to back them off a little bit. And they're going, Coach, we're getting 10 yards a pop. Let's just keep running the football. So, we had the big play early in the passing game, but even then, I mean, Peyton wasn't close to being touched. I mean, our offensive line was just phenomenal this year. All 3 of them, and our tight end, those guys could just they could block. Man, they just were animals up there. There was just like a wave every time we handed the ball off. I think Braylon carried it 35 times, and probably 25 of those was inside zone. So we just kept doing what was working, like you're saying.
Dominic, I had a chance to come watch a game at Dewar last year. I know everybody that's especially successful programs loves the environment and loves the fan support. So do you feel that too?
Yes, sir. It's unmatched. I mean, the streets at 7:30 in the morning were lined up from here to Edmond. Dang near. Everybody was out in the cold, come to cheer us on. It was a great time.
Our town was for sure empty. That morning he's talking about, we left at 7:30, and from the school all the way to Highway 75, there was just people outside at 7:30 in the morning with the coffee in one hand and a Dewar Dragon poster in the other. So it was a pretty good. Our community it is amazing around here. Our fans and our town and our school and our teachers, everybody just kind of gets behind these guys, and it's definitely just a huge part of our community, our football program.
You're going to have to get some placeholders from Henrietta to come over there and stand and watch guard while everybody's gone. But I'm sure probably quite a few of them were there supporting you all too.
Yeah, I think there a lot of people from surrounding areas. But yeah, we talked about it. We had a big pep rally the night before at the field, and we kind of mentioned that, like, you might want to lock your houses because everybody, including our police, was going to be in Edmond the next day.
All right, Dominic, tell me about what you're looking forward to.
I'm looking forward to the future, going to work, watching my guys. I know they're going to come back next year just as strong, confident, ready to cheer them on, ready to cheer on the wrestling team, the powerlifting team, basketball team, be their biggest fan.
Well, hey, congratulations, you guys. And you just passed Davis because you guys are perfectly in between the 2 gold balls. And so I think that beats any kind of logo. So that represents scoreboard and a little humble brag. So I like it. You guys are in the new backdrop lead.
All right. Appreciate it, Mark. Thank you so
thanks.
much.
Good talking to you guys. The Dewar Dragons Class B Division I state champions. Let's now go to Carl Albert. And the Titans are certainly on quite a bit of a roll here. Tristan Haynes and Coach Dunn, 39 victories in a row, including an arch rival in the championship. And first, I got to tell you guys, I know that it was incredibly difficult to play and do what you guys had to do with the loss of your coach and Jimmy Wilkerson, who was a big part of that Carl Albert program. And so thoughts and prayers are with you guys for having to deal with that. And then no coach's son on that team too. So I'm sure mentally and emotionally that was difficult for you guys.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, it was tough, but our kids, they knew there was business needed to be finished. And Coach Wilk, he would have definitely wanted these guys to finish what they started. So just proud of the way our guys handled those couple of days and finished the job.
Mike, you're a lifer. I mean, you've been other places at times for a while, but at Carl Albert, what was the feeling like to tie Ada, who was really throughout history, I think has had the most state championships in Oklahoma high school football, was synonymous with that for a long period of time. But you guys won your 19th on Saturday to tie them as the top program in the state of Oklahoma all time. How did that feel?
It feels really good. Obviously, a lot of people involved in that, and it takes great kids, great coaches that obviously came long before myself, and an entire community that gets behind the sport and gets behind the program, and we've got great families, we've got great principals, administrators, teachers, counselors, everybody involved that helps make that thing go is all in. And so when you kind of mix that all together, I think you have a formula for very high level of success, and that's shown since 1989 was the first state championship. So really doing 19 of those in a pretty short amount of time when you really look at it compared to other people that have lots of state championships. This has kind of been relatively a new thing compared to other programs. So it's just really proud of everybody involved. And it takes great kids, like I said, like Tristan and all of his teammates that were seniors and underclassmen. But it's a great feeling.
All right, Tristan, you've been a part of all those 39 consecutive wins and a part of these 3 state championships. So you either got to tell me what's the best team of the 3 or what your favorite win was or moment in your career.
My favorite win, I would say, would be the Muskogee game. You know, coming into that game with them being the 6A1 favorites last year, well, 6A2 favorites last year, and just the atmosphere that was there and how the game played out. You know, I had a pretty good game there, so that would probably be my favorite game. Okay,
I appreciate you. If I was trying to tackle you, you would have evaded me just the same as you would have that question too. So good job. Where are you going to play at OU next year? Are you looking forward to being part of special teams or offense, defense? I think you can do it all. So what's your preference?
I'm going there primarily as a cornerback, but I also want to get on the special teams as well. So that's really what I'm going up there for my freshman year.
Mike, you know a couple guys up at OU. You think he's got a chance to play some special teams? Would you recommend that?
Absolutely. Yeah. I've told people all along since he started getting recruited, I think that's one of the things that really separated him from a lot of people amongst some other stuff. But if you watch him in the return game, he's been as electric as anybody out there, you know, in the state of Oklahoma, but probably in the country. He's a guy that in 3 years is doing punt returns and kickoff returns for us. He's got 11 return for touchdowns. He career average of 33 yards per kick return and a career average of 23 yards per punt return average. So you don't see those kinds of numbers. And it was always, anytime anybody would kick the ball to him, you on the sideline, you always had that feeling like he could go take it to the house every time. So I think OU will definitely take advantage of that with him.
Yeah, I would think so. What you guys through this streak, I mean, 39 in a row, I think that's tied 8th all time in the state, and you got a chance to really move up quickly with more consecutive wins. How are you able to keep focused every week? You guys really, in the last 3 years in that playoff run, I think 19 points is the closest anyone has come to beating you all.
Yeah, well, Tristan can answer that from a player standpoint. I know from a coaching standpoint, it's been pretty easy, to be honest with you. These kids at Carl Albert, for whatever reason, as soon as you get to the playoffs, these guys turn it up another notch, you know, and the further you get into the playoffs, and I think if you look at our record in the playoffs, and we're 20-1 in semifinal games, and now we're 19-1 in finals games. So the further we get into the playoffs, the more these guys just take it to a whole nother level. But it's just a different feel. And I remember my first year there, our defensive coordinator, John Herbert, he told me, we got to the playoffs. I said, man, I was worried about the guys taking their foot off the gas a little bit. And he said, man, not around here. He said, we get to this point, this is when our guys really, really put their foot on the gas and get going. And so it's been like that, you know, it's made it that way in the playoffs. And then in the regular season, our guys don't take anything off, and they know there's a target on their back, and they're going to get everybody's best every week. And so it's just, we've got guys that buy into what we do, and they do a great job.
Tristan, you're passing the torch on to a younger group of guys. Tell me what we can expect next season at Carl Albert.
You can expect a lot of the same things, you know, because having them on our scout teams and stuff like that, they all competed every day, you know, doing their things on that. So you can expect them to come out and compete and go head to head with whoever they play.
All right, what'd you guys do to celebrate? Any good meal? Any special tradition? Anything like that?
I mean, we came back to the locker room and we had our celebration there. But after that, I really just ate some food and went home.
Yeah, rest. I went to sleep is what I did.
Yeah, like you guys have done this a little bit before. So,
Yep.
Well, hey, congratulations, Tristan. We know what your future is going to University of Oklahoma. What are you planning on majoring in, or anything else other than going to OU to play some football that you're looking forward to?
I think I want to major in architectural engineering. I think that's what I plan to do for myself. So that's really what I want to do up there.
Yeah, that's I don't know, man. He might make as much money doing that as in the NFL.
Yeah, he can do whatever he wants.
I know what you're planning on doing, Mike. You're gonna win a bunch more football games. So
that's the plan.
We appreciate your time, and congratulations on your incredible run right here at Carl Albert.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having us, Mark.
You bet. Good to talk to you guys. All right, we will go next to Fairfax and Woodland, where the Woodland Cougars are state champions. They win Class A Division II, 58-23 over a Tallahassee team, and it had been a Woodland team that had gone deep in the playoffs before the split in classification. Casey Goad, who grew up there and played at Woodland as a quarterback, went on to Northeastern, gets a state championship for that community. So let's go to Woodland right now. I know you were cooking up some steaks when I talked to you, Casey, the night before the game. And so, Trey, tell me about what Coach Goad's steaks are like. Are they well seasoned? Are they good? Or is it just kind of salt and pepper?
Well, actually, they're not even Coach Goad steaks. They're our defensive line coach, Coach Luckett steaks.
Hey,
Okay.
Mark, in my defense, Mark, I said that I was helping cook steaks, so I don't want to.
You're correct. I didn't want to portray it something that was wrong, but you weren't necessarily taking credit for it. But I think were you at least cooking them, or were you just standing by while somebody else was cooking?
No, I was actively cooking with him. Yes, sir.
Montreal seasoning, or can you give us your the key to that?
Well, it's the Lazy S barbecue restaurant. It's the famous recipe. So I don't have the top secret access to that. So I really don't know.
Now, does that go back to the days of like the Roller Inn there in Fairfax?
It does. Yes, sir. The Jumps Roller Inn.
Jump Steakhouse. That's you got to be old to know that. So, tell me about Trey. I know after the game you talked about the fact that, hey, look, this is a guy that needs to be recruited. And drum up more interest for him. And I couldn't agree more. He's got a zip on the ball that you don't really see. I noticed that down in the pregame, and in the first pass you guys completed in the game on third down, I'm like, that's a missile. So tell me about your quarterback. I know you played the position, and so this kid has got a big time arm.
No, he does. Since fifth grade, when I started coaching him in PE, actually, he was different. His mentality, his leadership, his arm strength, his work ethic. He's got everything you want in a quarterback. The tools he's going to continue to develop. But yeah, he's a natural God-given talent. Yes, sir.
Well, Trey, with that kind of arm, I would want to play quarterback. But I also saw you hitting some people pretty hard on the other side of the football. So if you have to play defense, you might be able to do that. Do you prefer a position, or do you like playing both ways?
I like playing both ways, but I'd rather be a quarterback. Quarterback's my spot.
Yeah, exactly. Now you don't want to play defense when you can be the quarterback. Coach Goats taught you something for this, for sure. What does it mean to bring a title to Fairfax? I assume that the community was incredibly fired up, and you guys, like you said, have been close the past couple of years and had some really, really good runs.
Man, it was awesome. It was great for the community, just great for the kids. We got so close the last couple of years. This year, like I told the reporter after the game, we had the date of the state championship game on our marker board for 8 or 9 months. We looked at it every single day, and Trey knows we talked about it all the time. And just to see their hard work rewarded at the end of the year, all the time we put in, it was phenomenal, man. It was very, very special.
Trey, tell me what colleges are you talking to right now, and do you have a preference of anyone?
I don't really have a preference right now. I've been talking to Missouri Southern, NEO, Emporia State. Those for right now.
Yeah, I mean, MIAA is an incredible conference. I mean, that's a lot of good football played there. So we'd love to get you on some visits and get you playing someplace where you'd like to spend the next few years playing quarterback. So tell me about the rest of the guys on this squad. You guys have, I'm sure, about as many people as you could out for football at the school, and a bunch of dudes playing both ways and playing really, really good.
Sure. Yes, sir. That's one thing I don't speak about a lot, but we have 100 kids in our high school. When the OSSA redid the classifications this year, we were actually a B2 size school, not even not the top 8 man. We're the second. So it just goes to show the hard work, and we had 31 kids out this year in a school of 100. Phenomenal numbers for that, but it's just more impressive that we're able to do what we do with that small of a school. So kids like Trey, that's the reason we get it done.
Trey, you're not done though playing sports, right? You've got a lot more to do.
Yeah, I got basketball and baseball.
And a little golf too?
Yeah, a little golf. Yeah.
All right. What's your low round?
My lowest round, I shot a 78 one time.
Okay.
But
All right. So
yeah.
You don't have to be humble. You can brag, hey, I'm good at golf. I'm good
He's
at
one
baseball.
of those guys that he's good at whatever he does. He makes everybody else just jealous. So
where do you like to play?
Like what course?
Yeah.
Lakeside and Stillwater is my favorite.
Yeah. Have you ever gone on at Karsten?
Not yet. My golf coach wants to take us there.
Yeah, you need to do that. That place you'd be a lot better off on that than me. It's pretty tough. So hey, we appreciate you guys' time. Congratulations on winning the state championship and football frenzy community there in Fairfax, and you guys got it done. So congratulations.
Thank you, Mark. Good talking to you.
You bet. Good to talk to you guys as well.
Bye.
All right. Our final guests of the night come from Bixby High School. And of course, the Spartans are on an incredible run, which is unparalleled in the state of Oklahoma, to win 7 consecutive state championships in the big class. And head coach Lauren Montgomery has won now 10 state championships, which puts him in a tie with Gary Rose for second all time. Alan Trimble is at 13, which is just rarefied air. So this Bixby team, one of the best games that I think I've ever been a part of a broadcast in the 6A one championship game, which was a week ago this past Friday night, won by Bixby 43-42. So we'll talk to those guys here momentarily in just a second. Again, sponsorships tonight. Let's take a quick break. We'll hear from some of our sponsors here, and want to say a big thanks to Adrenaline Fundraising and Duncan Burke, and of course Brahms, where you can find all over the state of Oklahoma. A great destination every Friday night as people are traveling to high school games. So as soon as we have
Brahms is bringing the heat. Introducing Brahms new spicy chicken sandwiches. Flavor this good just can't be beat. Brahms crispy, tender, spicy chicken delivers just enough kick to ramp up our original recipe. Get it regular or club style with crispy bacon and American cheese. Add on Brahms sauce for that extra burst of heat, and you have spicy chicken sandwich perfection. Because nothing is better than Brahms.
All right.
Stream like the pros with Skordle Live. Find out more at skordle.com/stream.
Brahms is bringing the heat. Introducing Brahms new spicy chicken sandwiches. Flavor this good just can't be beat. Brahms crispy, tender, spicy chicken delivers just enough kick to ramp up our original recipe. Get it regular or club style with crispy bacon and American cheese. Add on Brahms sauce for that extra burst of heat, and you have spicy chicken sandwich perfection. Because nothing is better than Brahms.
the pros with Skordle Live. Find out more at skordle.com/stream.
All right, welcome back. We will have the Bixby contingent coming up here in just a few minutes. Coach Lauren Montgomery and Cooper Parker, the outstanding senior. But let's welcome in Mr. Adam Dieselhorse with Skordle. Adam, what a great season we had this year. Ton of games, ton of games of the week. Got to travel all over the place, and we're just getting started for basketball.
Yeah, it was a blast. A lot of different great facilities. Got to see a lot of fantastic games, from 8-man football to 6A football, and it was a blessing to get to cover these athletes across the state. And how much fun does it make our evenings? But also blessed to have the partnership with the Sports Animal and Mark, to have you on board helping us out alongside Todd Miller, who stays super busy with Oklahoma Baptist Sports, and everything else he does, as well as Tom Nelson and our crews. We have a lot of people don't realize we have college students that do a fantastic job helping us produce all of our events that we do, and they give up a lot of their free time, and we make sure they stay and do well in school. I think a couple of them are in med school, so we recruit the right people. But no, Mark, it was a lot of fun this year.
Yeah, and just getting started, like we said, with basketball season. Tournament of Champions again is coming up in Tulsa, and that's creeping up on us. It's like 6 days away. I know we have Owasso, we have Dale, we have Weatherford. On the boys' side, a really, really good girls' field as well, with Lincoln Christian in there. So it's going to be that's going to be another great tournament.
Yeah, it's a great honor to get to cover that with Tulsa Public Schools. Mick Wilson kind of handed that over to us along with Grant Merrill a couple of years ago, and it's fun to get to cover that event. It's an event, me being a kid that grew up in Oklahoma and played sports in Oklahoma, it's pretty cool to be an adult now and get to cover that and get to play that in the BOK Center. A lot of fun to get to see a lot of familiar faces from across the state. I love the small school matchups that we always get with the bigger schools. Sometimes those teams strike a little fear in them, and other times it's a little difficult for them to compete. But we are definitely honored and blessed to cover that.
Yeah, no doubt about that. I believe the tournament starts the 26th, right? Day after Christmas.
That's correct. So we'll be covering the 26th to the 28th. And then obviously, as you know, Mark, we have a full month of January, a handful of different tournaments across the state that we'll be covering, as well as our Skordle Festival, which has grown to, 2 locations now and 40 games, over 4 days. So, that thing's really grown a lot, and really excited for that. And that'll roll right into playoffs, obviously, with the small school, playoff pairings coming out typically that first week of February. And then we'll hopefully get to cover some playoff games as well.
How many Skordle schools do we have now?
We have, I believe, 63 high schools. If you count universities and clubs and other events, or different people that use our streaming platform, we have 75. And then obviously, like you're going to bring Lauren on here in a second. We also get to cover a lot of great events throughout the summer. We do the 7-on-7 event alongside Bixby every year. We were able to host the event with Oklahoma State this year. And then, the OCA handed off all their all-state events with us. So we'll be live streaming those events. The Oklahoma Baseball Coaches Association's all-state games. We do a really cool basketball event at UConn and Southwest Covenant every year. And so it's a lot of fun. We're very blessed, and we couldn't do it without the schools and without media people like yourself.
Yeah, and if you're a school that isn't a Skordle school streaming, I would highly recommend using these guys. They do a great job, and there's a lot of other behind-the-scenes stuff that works with developing students that want to pursue a career in audio, visual, or media. Now, I might dissuade them from media unless you want to do it on your own, and you can set up a blog or something like that. No, I'm just kidding. It's a great career to be in, and it's a great way to learn is by getting hands-on early in life. So, Adam?
Yes, sir.
We appreciate it. Thanks for setting all this up tonight. You did a great job engineering this and booking all these coaches. And I really appreciate coaches taking the time to do it, because I know that they're busy and they got a lot of things going on. But we got 100% participation from everybody with the player tonight. So that's fantastic. Again, one more time, I want to say thanks to Brahms and Adrenaline Fundraising. And if you're looking for a great fundraising platform for your school, make sure that you contact Adrenaline. They've been in the business for a long time, and they know how to get it done. They've worked with several of the schools tonight, including Bixby, who we're getting ready to talk to next, Carl Albert, Davis, Choctaw, Elgin, Rejoice, all over Oklahoma, as well as Northwest Arkansas, too. Their reps, Duncan Burke, Cade Young, Brian Nichols, Carson Green, and Nick Habicott, And you can go to adrenalinefundraising.com if you want to find out more information on their platform and how to get those things done. All right, let's go to Bixby. Right now, Lauren Montgomery and Cooper Parker, 6A state champions for the 7th consecutive year, which is incredible, almost impossible to do. I got to go back to the final play of overtime, guys. I'm just fascinated by this. I thought it was a brilliant call. It was brilliantly executed. I messed up on the game call because I said, they're going to try to draw them off sides. And so I think maybe the defense thought that too and gave him some time. And Cooper, you took the ball and bounced outside and walked into the end zone for title number 7 in a row. What was that feeling like?
I mean, it's like what you dream about as a kid, you know, the scenarios you go and play in your backyard, state championship, last play of the game, walk off 2 points. So it's just crazy that I finally got to live that dream.
Lauren, how many times is that play on film? And did you know, you said you knew that if it went to overtime that you were going for 2. Was that the play you were going to run the entire time?
No, actually, we had discussed that the morning in the office. We were actually going to do something different, and we had talked through that scenario. And then the play we had decided, Coach Flowers and Coach Schneider just sitting in the office kicking around ideas. We decided that the original play that I thought we were gonna run or do, we had talked it through and thought we had better stuff. And then throughout the course of the game, Cooper had been so effective in our jumbo package that that's kind of what we were making a living on. We just decided to go with what we were doing. And I think I said after the game, we ran, probably we were overloaded on the play, but we ran our best player or one of our best players behind one of our best offensive linemen and one of our best formations. And it's a play that our guys in 8th grade run. And so, hopefully if it didn't work, you wouldn't have any second guessing.
Yeah. You going out with your strength. I want to go more in detail into the game too. They had a call where it's 4th down and short with 3 minutes to go in the game. I believe you guys had 1 timeout at the point. And they had a lot of success rushing in the game. And I thought, hey, look, this is it's a gutsy call where they are in the field, but if you want to try to win the game, you need to move that ball about a half yard. But your defense really rose to the occasion there. Tell me about that play call and how you were able to get that tackle for loss in that critical spot.
Yeah, so there wasn't very much time left. We actually punted the ball to them with about 3.5 minutes, knowing that our defense had to get a stop. We had all 3 timeouts, and they had effectively rushed the ball for 7 or 8 yards on 1st down, and then didn't get much on 2nd. And then we had a nice stop on 3rd, and it set up the 4th and inch scenario. And Hector Garcia, our nose guard, and just so proud of him. He's been a guy that at the beginning of the year we didn't know what we knew he was going to play a little bit, but we didn't know how effective he would be. And he just continued to get better each and every week and did an excellent job. And he did a phenomenal job splitting a double team and then grabbed hold of a pulling guard and kind of slingshotted himself into the backfield and stood the back up, while several other of our guys, Cord Nolan and Trey McLaughlin, and just kind of a host of our defenders, made a tackle for a loss. And if we don't make that play, we've only got 1 timeout left, and either don't get the ball back or get the ball back with 10 or 12 seconds. So, a lot of trust in our defense, and super proud of the way they came back and had a 4th down stop when we absolutely had to have it.
Cooper, do you have to beg him to go in the game on both sides of the ball?
No.
I assume you want to be out there. Or you get
No.
Is that funny for you?
They just throw me in the game. I'll come off a long defensive drive and I'll be shooting water down my throat, and I'll get hey, you good to go with this play? And I just got to suck it up and go.
Lauren, I mean, not only is he playing linebacker, he's in there as a Wildcat quarterback. And I assume that the later that the year goes, the more faith you have in keeping him out there quite a bit. But tell me about this kid and what a special player he is for you.
Well, we're going to play him until he cramps up, and we're going to get every ounce. And that's sort of our philosophy. Our difference makers are our best players on both sides of the ball. We play guys on both sides of the ball, which is a little different for a large school. And if a guy is a difference maker, we're going to try to play them as much as we possibly can. We did it with Brennan Presley, and you can go on down the list, but our very best guys play a lot of snaps on both sides of the ball. Braden Presley, Cooper Parker, Cord Nolan. And so as the year progressed and Cooper's game shape just gets better and better and better, and it cools down, we get more snaps out of him. And if you've ever played either one of those positions, it's pretty remarkable the number of snaps we get out of him, because when you are a linebacker, you're defeating blocks and it's one car crash after another. And then when you're toting the rock, you're just getting pelted every single snap like Cooper is. And he ended up our leading rusher and our leading tackler on the year, and just a dynamic player, and has a bright future ahead playing on Saturdays.
Cooper, what are your plans after high school?
To go play college football somewhere. I'm still unsure where I'm going, but plan on getting a finance degree wherever I go.
Any preferences right now? I mean, all you have to do is put that game tape in, and I think that you're going to have a lot of fans looking forward to having you come join them next year.
Yeah, I got a couple offers right now, UCO, Harding, Fort Hays State, and NSU. So no really preference right now, but I'm trying to make a decision soon.
Lauren might know somebody at Northeastern, so he might be able to help out a little bit there. The landscape at Tulsa high school football, I mean, the 6A Division I teams, it's like the Game of Thrones. You got the Iron Throne right now, Lauren. I mean, you're winning all these state championships, and everybody's got a new coach. Some got an old new coach, but everybody's changed positions this year. What's that been like, seeing all that shake up?
I don't ever remember the coaching carousel so early and so much, and then big time names of guys that have been there, done that, and so it's pretty remarkable. We feel pretty fortunate here at Bixby that knock on wood, we've retained our staff as long as we have, and it's and that we have the facilities that we have, that certainly helps as well. And so I don't know what's going on, and it's fun. And really every day when you look at the newspaper or social media, there's some other big news. So just kind of sitting back and checking the show out right now.
Talk a little bit about the guys that you've got coming back for next year. I know Braden Presley caught that game tying touchdown, and then early in the game you run this BJ Jones, this freshman out here. I'm like, where did this guy come from? I mean, he's in there for one play, and he's like going down the sideline for 70 yards. I got to be checking my program and everything real fast. So tell us about some of the personnel that you have returning in order to try to win another one.
Yeah, so this year we basically, Cooper was our only starter returning on defense, and then offensively we only have 4, and so this year it's kind of flipped. We graduate 2 starters on defense, 3 starters I guess on defense, and then 4 on offense. And so kind of the flip of last year, we got a lot of veterans. You mentioned Braden Presley, you mentioned I think Carson Kirby, our quarterback, he'll be coming back into his 3rd year. And then the young freshman you mentioned, BJ Jones, he's been with us all year, and just a 14-year-old kid. And so he would play with us on Fridays and has gotten carries throughout the year. And then he would go play in his freshman games on Tuesdays as well. And so he's developed, he's put on weight, he's gotten bigger. We've always known that he has that explosion and the ability to make explosive plays. And the other night, Carson did a good job hitting him on a wheel route and got in behind a great block behind Emery Snyder and made a couple guys miss and showed off his good speed. So we're really excited about the guys that we have coming back. We understand that, we haven't come close to our ceiling as far as a lot of those young guys playing. And so we've been in the weight room already working and gearing up and trying to set the tone for next year.
All right, Cooper, last one for you. You're now 14-0 against the team you guys lost to at the beginning of the season. Any nerves? Just maybe a little?
I mean, obviously there's going to be a little bit of nerves, but I didn't have any doubt in our team. I knew every guy on there was going to fight it to come back in that game. So at the end of the day, I knew that we could do it.
Well, it was a heck of a game. I mean, I thought those were 2 great teams just going toe to toe and decided in the overtime and extra time was sensational. But Lauren, thanks for your time. You're always really kind to give us time to talk to you, and you're on an unprecedented role here. If somebody had written a book about winning 10 state championships and 7 in a row, nobody would believe it. So they would have called it fiction, but you've done it. And thank you very much, and best of luck to you guys next year. And Cooper, best of luck to where you find play collegiate football. They'll be lucky to have you.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Thanks, Mark. It's always a pleasure to speak with you.
All right. Take care. Bixby Spartans, again, Oklahoma high school football. They've dominated the big class in unprecedented fashion the last 7 years, winning state championships. Okay, again, one more time for our sponsors. Get by Brahms if you're looking for a late night snack, or you're looking for breakfast or some groceries or a delicious meal. There's a Brahms almost everywhere in the state of Oklahoma. They're fantastic. Love the crinkle cut fries and the Tom Nelson burger. Tell them you want that, which is mushroom and Swiss. And then Adrenaline Fundraising, Duncan Burke, Cade Young, Brian Nichols, Carson Green, Nick Habicott, adrenalinefundraising.com for more information. They can tell you everything that they do and do such a good job for. So for Adam, for Corey Rogers, for all of our guests tonight, state championship coaches and state championship players, I'm Mark Rogers signing off for the Skordle Victory Lap.